Okay, chapter 2.6, expressing imperial units as SI, so that's metric. So we're converting from imperial to metric. So you'll see in the try these, it says use mental math, so no calculator. We want to convert, so basically find the equivalent fractions, so express 3/5 as a fraction with a denominator of 20. So you can see that you need to multiply by 4 in the denominator, which means we have to do the same in the numerator, so that'll be 12. Here we need to multiply by 10, so numerator by 10. That means it moves the decimal one to the right, so 25.4. Here we are, it's not a nice number basically. So what you can do is represent that as x, and really what we want to do is multiply both sides by 10 to get rid of those 10s there. And then here this will be 10 times 9 divided by 15. What we do know is 3 goes into 9 3 times, into 15 5 times. And so that'll be 30 over 5, which is 6. So this box is 6. Here, this is okay. We can divide by 7 and divide by 7, so that'll be 5. Okay? So we often need to express a length measured in imperial units in metric. Look at a tape measure, then show both measurement systems. So I can't obviously show you a tape measure in this type of video, but I do have a ruler that I've copied out, so that will help us for most of these. So it says here about how many centimeters are there in an inch. So we're not looking for the exact conversions. We're looking for how many of the centimeters here are in an inch. So you can see they're both starting at 0, the same place. This is pretty close to 2.5. Okay, so 1 inch is about 2.5 centimeters, so 2.5. About how many centimeters are there in a foot? Well, if we look here, we know that 1 foot is 12 inches. This is 6 inches here. Okay, and that's about 15 centimeters. So 12 inches would be about 30 centimeters. And if you have a full-length ruler, you will see that you will, if it's got both imperial and metric on it, there'll be 30 centimeters and 12 inches. And the 12 inches will be slightly longer than the 30 centimeters. About how many centimeters are there in a yard? So that is, I don't have a meter stick or a yardstick to show you on this type of video. But if you were to get one, then you would see, first of all, you can think about 1 foot is about 30 centimeters is what we've said. If we know that 1 yard is 3 feet, that would be about 90 centimeters. Okay, really it's about 92, but that's an approximation. Okay, so this is all just estimating. So a soccer goal is 24 feet wide. About how wide is it in meters? So solution A, about how many centimeters are there in 24 feet? So we know 1 foot, we've just said, is about 30 centimeters. So 24 feet means we would multiply 24 by 30. And again, you can do this without a calculator. You know, think about what 24 times 30 is. Sorry, 24 times 3 is. That's 72. And then you've got a 0, so 720 centimeters. Okay, and then about how many meters are in 24 feet? Well, if we know that we've got about 720 centimeters, then there's 100 centimeters. So here we're going to divide this by 100 to get meters, 7.2. Okay, so that again is approximating. Now, when you need more precise values, you can use the relationship among common units. The degree of precision you use will depend on the situation. So here is conversion. So we approximated 1 inch as being 2.5 centimeters. It's really 2.54. There are more decimal places as well, but we in this course are just going to use to 2 decimal places for most of these conversions. 1 foot is 0.31, 1 yard is 0.91 of a meter, 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So you can search these, Google search them. Some of you might have a conversion on your calculator or your phone. They will likely go into more decimal places, but these are the ones that we're going to use for this course. If you take a look at your back of your book or front of your book, then if we look down to converting from imperial to metric, we can see all of those same conversions, okay, in the first column here. All right, so, oh, that's the wrong file. There we go. And so next page. Alfonso drove his truck from Edmonton to Regina, a distance of 436 miles. What is that in kilometers? Again, well, no, we're going to use, now that we've learned the conversions, we'll use the conversions that are given. 2 possible solutions. I'm going to use the first one. Usually it's always the solution 1 that I find makes most sense. So we know this in miles, and we have to convert to kilometers. So I want to look in my conversions where I know what 1 mile represents in terms of kilometers. Because if I have that conversion, how many kilometers 1 mile is, then all I need to do is multiply by 436, because each of those 436 miles is equal to a certain number of kilometers. How many? Well, it's given here, 1.61. So each mile is 1.61. We've got 436 of them, so we multiply that together. If you don't show the units in your calculation, I'm fine with that. You just need to have them at the end. So now, I'm not going to expect you to do this in your head or on paper, so we're going to go 436 times 1.61. Okay, so that's 701.96. It doesn't say what to round to, so we'll just leave it. Okay, really, to the nearest whole, it would be approximately 702 kilometers. Okay, and so, sorry, I guess I could have put it there right at the start. All right, next one. So I'm not going to do it the other method. This is using proportions. You're welcome to do it that way. This is the way I'm going to be using throughout the course. So Andrea's height is 5.7 inches. Sorry, not 5.7, 5 feet 7 inches. 5.7 inches would be pretty short. So 5 feet 7 inches. What is her height in centimeters? So a couple of different ways of doing this, but the first method here is the method I like to do is convert all of this to inches. Okay, so, and this is kind of the reverse of what we did earlier in the chapter when we were converting from all inches to feet and inches. In any case, we know that each foot is 12 inches. We've got 5 full feet, so 5 times 12 is 60. Okay, sorry, that's not an equal sign. They've got 2 things together. So this here is 60, and then we add on the 7 inches. Okay, so 5 times 12 gives us this in inches. Add on the 7, so that's 67 inches. Still not done. We now need to convert that to centimeters. Our conversion, so if we've got this in inches, then I want to look for my conversion for 1 inch equals how many centimeters, right? Well, that's in our chart, or it's given here, 2.54. So each of these 67 inches is 2.54 centimeters. So I want to multiply. So 67 inches by 2.54 centimeters in an inch. And again, you don't have to on a test show the units, but you do at the end. So make sure that you're showing what the unit of measure is when you're done your calculations. And so that's 170.18. Remember, that's the approximation symbol. So now really, if I round that to the nearest whole number, it's 170 centimeters tall. Okay, and then solution 2 is, first part's the same, that's 67 inches, and then using proportions, but I'm not going to use that method. Okay, so that is the section on 2.6.